Welcome to Human Potential at Work, the show where we explore social impact, inclusion, and empowerment of everyone, including persons with disabilities. Your host is Debra, CEO of Rue Global Impact and co-founder and chairwoman of Billion Strong, an identity and empowerment organization designed to bring billions of voices of persons with disabilities together. To join the global community and to donate to the cause, visit billion-strong.org. That's billion-strong.org. And now, on to the episode.
Hello, everyone. My name is Debra Rue, and this is Human Potential at Work. And I am the CEO of Rue Global Impact and also the executive chair of Billion Strong. And my guests today are people that I have been mentoring with and working with, collaborating with for years. And they're from Enable India. And in my book, I feel they're one of the strongest groups out there. And what they've done, it's amazing. So today I have the CEO of Enable India, and then I have one of his leaders, Den, and he's going to talk about the Discovery Awards. But I just want to tell the audience that they are doing amazing work. Amazing work. So we're so proud to be featuring them, collaborating, and partnering with them. So I'm going to start by doing a quick visual description. I am a mature woman with blue glasses on today and green and red and black, and I have gray and purple hair today. But Dipesh and Den, welcome to the program. I have been begging y'all to come on this program for a long time, but we know we have all these time zone differences. But so maybe what we could do is start by both of you giving a real short introduction. Dipesh will start with you and then let you introduce Den. But then let's talk a little about Enable India, because I'm just so impressed with what you've done. And Dipesh, I know you are married to the CEO, I believe, of Enable India. So maybe we could talk about the CEO too.
Yes.
So welcome. Over to you, Dipesh.
Thank you so much, Debra. So glad to be here and so happy that we could make this happen. And for all of you, I am Dipesh Sutaria, and I have white hair, not purple like Debra has. And I wear glasses and I have a small mustache. So, and I'm wearing a pink shirt today. So just being pinkish. I think a little bit about myself. So I am the chairman and managing director of Enable India now. And Shanti, my wife, who we started Enable India with, is chief enabler, we call it now. So we have the chief enabler role. So she enables things and I sit on the chair. So I think just to give you a little background, we started Enable India. And by the way, me and Shanti were in the US from 1997, and we have learned a lot from the US. We started a journey with disability in the US where my brother-in-law, Hari, he actually started losing his eyesight, and that was the whole reason Enable India started. And luckily we were in the US and we were able to get him to the US. And we did all the things, including the cycling, the snorkeling, the hot air balloonings and all that with him. And also taught him mobility training to be independent. And our job was to make sure that he finds solutions and those solutions with which he can lead his life independently. And very proud to say he is actually today, after all that and after so many years, this was in 1992, till today when we talk about in 2022, he is actually in a very senior position in Amazon Web Services. So I think it's doing wonderful job and all that. So that is the journey if I have to tell. And
you should introduce me to him so that I can have him on air. That's a cool story.
Absolutely. We'll love to tell the story and all that. So I'll talk to you about Enable India. So that's how the Enable India journey started. And I think this is a long journey where we are on. We started, I call it a 3-decade approach. The first decade was an entrepreneur decade where Shanti, who is the Ashoka Fellow as well, she's my wife and my lovely wife, I have to say. And she's the one who basically is an Ashoka Fellow. A change maker, spend a lot of time in the first decade of entrepreneurship to build the whole business case for hiring people with disabilities and all that. And the second decade is when I joined for building institutions and all that. So this is a journey, and where we are going, we'll talk about it. But I think before that, let's introduce our good friend, Sayomdev Mukherjee. And I think Sayomdev Mukherjee called him Den. is heading the whole project discovery, which we are so excited to talk about. Then talk about himself, and then I think we can get into more of Innovator at the project discovery, Debra, if that's fine. Yeah.
Agree.
Sure.
Thank you, Debra. Thank you, Dipesh. And to all the viewers, a Shubha Dipavali in advance. And very happy Dashera to you. And today is Dashera in India. It's about winning over the evil and winning for the Dharma with karma. So I am Den. I am a person with severe disability. I have my primary disability is actually a neurological condition, and enzyme in my body is not getting secreted in a plentiful manner, and that's why I have developed lots of disability. I had been a non-speaking person and an AAC user for 25 years of my life, and thereafter what happened was my father, who had been a doctor, actually could diagnose. Accidentally, he discovered my condition as a dopa responsive dystonia. Dopamine is an enzyme which does not get secreted in plentiful manner in my body, and that's why I have developed severe disability. I am a person with quadriplegia. I use a wheelchair, and I drive my wheelchair using my legs. I have a big scoliosis. I have almost 19 deformities all over my body. And my father used to say, by seeing my femur length, that if I could stand, I would have been a person who would be a 6 feet person. But my height, if you gauge it, then it would be 5 feet 1 inches. So I have lost out on 1 feet half height due to my deformities. I am wearing a yellow shirt, yellow t-shirt, and I am 42. I have migrated from my hometown of Calcutta to Bangalore to work in this wonderful organization named as Enable India, where I have aspired to work since 2013, when I first met Shanti in Kolkata in one of the programs, in one of the beautiful workshops that she took in my old time schools. About a small bit of background about myself, I had been a computer programmer, DBMS programmer. I had been a radio jockey. I have acted in a movie. I have written 2 books, and then I came to Enable India, and now, thanks to Dipesh, he assigned me a job which I couldn't believe that I would be able to do. But with the grace of God and all the support that I got from Enable India and Dipesh and Shanti and every other leader that is there in Enable India, I could flourish. And that's why we could be here today and we could talk about the project where I have a special attachment because it comes from grassroots level. It belongs to the grassroots people, and therefore innovation has to come up from the grassroots.
I want to say, Dim, that first of all, I agree. Dipesh and Shanti are amazing human beings making a difference in the world. And I appreciate the time that you took to explain your condition, but you forgot a bunch of things. You forgot a bunch of things. And so I'm just going to help you with that. So he's also a very good looking young man with black hair and big brown eyes and a beautiful face. And he is one of the strongest leaders that I have met. I'm very impressed with him, as is Dipesh and Shanti. So yes, he has had challenges in life, but he has taken those challenges and he has used them to get to this job. So yes, Dipesh gave you opportunities, Shanti did, but you're the one that did it. And that's why you're the one that did it. And I think just your story alone, sorry, but just true, is powerful and it shows what the heck we can do. It would have been so bad for society for you to be forgotten. it would have been so bad for us. If we're just being selfish, it would have been bad for us for you to be forgotten and not be found in Calcutta. So just saying.
Debra, just one point that I would like to make here. That is, often we take lots of things for granted,
Yes,
and we forget to call out our gratitude, our
I agree.
gratefulness. And the gratitude that I have for Enable India as an organization with its values, with its wonderful identity, that each and every person, regardless of the disability, if the person is having essential amenities, regardless of the certificates, regardless of the education, we provide opportunity, just believing on the capability of the person and trusting the person to take the ownership. That is a culture that has been trickling down from the top, which is keeping us alive as a special and as a wonderful entrepreneur organization. Every day is a new day, every day is a new discovery, and every day is a new way of identifying solutions, because without solutions, no human being can survive,
I
regardless
agree.
of disability.
Yeah.
And then what would I'm going to say one more thing, Dipesh, because
Yeah.
where would you be? Did you ever think that you would be able to get a job and then move from the city you were living in? You're independent. My goodness, this is what Enable India is doing. Did
So,
you have those dreams? Sorry, Dipesh. And then I
No,
want you.
no problem.
so
I'm
and
still bragging. Be quiet. I'm still bragging, Dipesh.
to the Debra, what I'm going to say now are not hyperbolic statements. They are facts. I had a very stable job in Kolkata
Okay.
from 2011 to 2014. I was a radio jockey.
Okay.
Certain things happened. That's why I have to leave that job. Then I wanted to join the sector, disability sector, because number one, as a person with disabilities, I've always thought that the sector has to be united. I am a pan disability person. I don't see disability as a single spectrum. All the disabilities are important. And when I met Shanti during that juncture, I was going a huge transition in my life. After Shanti had that session of 10 working day session, I lost my father.
Oh,
And then after that, in 2000, starting from 2018, I had this aspiration that I was connecting to Shanti quite a few times, that I never thought that I would be able to qualify for this place of excellence, because Enable India, I thought, and it is a place of excellence.
mhm.
In the other side, in the all aspects, Enable India is a place which gives opportunities. So I called Shanti to place me in a corporate house. So one day, one fine evening at 11 to 12 in the night, Shanti and I had a discussion. Poor Dipesh was sitting beside Shanti and watching a soccer match. And when I heard that I can be also in Enable India, that time I was thinking that what can I do for Enable India? What can I possibly do? Because I didn't have I didn't have any idea. I didn't have any clue, because all the time my disability came in the way, because the mindset was not solution centric.
Right.
Mindset was problem centric. Therefore, when I appeared for the 11 rounds of interviews, because Shanti knew me, she made it that I had to go through an extra bit of interviews, which I'm very happy about. And I
Oh,
keep on telling people that I qualified after 11 rounds of interviews. And then after that, when I joined Enable India, I came to a new ocean, means that disability sector is an ocean. And way professionally it has been functioning in other parts. in Enable India. It is amazing. Okay. So for first 6 months, everything went over my head. I didn't have a clue what's going on. Okay. Trust me, Debra, I'm being very honest with you. I used to return home and I used to think that I'm not suitable for Enable India. That is the level of quality of work that Enable India has in it. I was not suitable. For 6 long months, I was thinking that I was not in that place. One day I went to Dipesh's chamber in the evening. I was low in confidence. I was almost emotional. And Dipesh told me that then you have already made a change. Dipesh told me that then by seeing you, do you know how many percent with severe disability would get inspired to move into a new city? You are already following a change. And you will see in next 2 years how many people with severe disability comes in and starts working by migrating. First thing I saw that somebody is appreciating me only for doing that much by moving to a new city. That trust helped me. Thereafter, what happened was I was not getting gelled up with the previous team. I went up to the management. In other organizations, I couldn't tell anything. I had to get gelled up. But here I had the space. I had the opportunity to go to people and tell that I am unable to perform. I'm getting suffocated. Dipesh again took a step, again took a call. As a true wonderful leader, he took a call that, okay, we are coming up with a new vertical. Coming up with a new vertical. What is a vertical? Its name is EI Labs. What do I do in EI Labs? So I asked Dipesh that, Dipesh, innovation, you're placing me in innovation. The job profile that you are selecting me for is an engineering job role. Why are you selecting me? It belongs to an engineer. Dipesh told me, I quote Dipesh.
Yeah.
So Dipesh told me, innovation doesn't need any certificate. Innovation needs a mind. So that is Enable India culture. That is Enable India, and that is Dipesh and Shanti's beginning values. See, we all are a team of 130 people.
Wow.
Okay, but the culture, the value for the last 23 years has been trickling down from the top, and that's why this particular thing has happened.
Wow. Wow. What a powerful story. And Dipesh, I know you were
Yeah.
trying to say something, but I think the story that Den just told us so much about who
Yeah.
Enable India is in a way that, wow, that was because yeah, Dipesh, I'm very
Yeah.
proud of you and Shanti for understanding how
Yeah.
valuable people like Den are. So let's talk about the Discovery Awards. Why? So he's talking about the verticals you came up and the trust you've given him, but what is the Discovery Awards, Dipesh?
Yeah, no, and thank you, Debra. And I think what I was going to add, which will segue into the Discovery Awards, I think, again, continuing the bragging on Den. So I
Yes,
think it's,
great. I agree.
so I think the point being, I think we can only enable people take it forward. I think that is what the whole thing is. And that's what then you took it. And I wanted to just put down a thought process, which kind of helps. I think I always feel that in this sector, you have to be like a child. And what is child for me, and which is what all the features which is there in that is child is C for curiosity, H for humility, I for innovation, innovativeness, L for learning, and D for discipline. And I think you can enable people, but when the child inside comes from you, which I think Dan has inculcated, right? Every time he's curious, he's humble. I think he's there. He's always innovating. He's wanting to learn. He wants to be undisciplined. He wants to finish. If I have to send a mail today, I have to send. So that's what then I think that's what takes people to be leaders and to kind of really excel and all that. So that's what happened and how it happened. So what happened basically in the same childlikeness, me, Den, and one of our heads, EI Labs head, George Sebastian, we were just sitting. And this whole curiosity of learning was always in me as well to say, and this is where in the very, I think, beginning about 2010, 11, I asked a bunch of visually impaired students who are learning computer training for visually impaired from us and all that. I asked them basically, so how do you identify your toothbrush in the morning? And if you're blind, like if you're in a family, you pick up a toothbrush which is blue in color, red in color, something, and you start brushing your teeth. Now, suddenly you're blind, you can't see the color, what is happening? So how do you kind of identify that? And I thought somebody will say, I asked somebody, but one person put his hand up and says, I just put an elastic band on my toothbrush. I put a small scratch at the bottom of my toothbrush and I feel it and pick it up. So what is happening? And this is where the whole curiosity, the learning, and when I think we say that necessity is mother of all inventions, you just do it just by saying, okay, here is the solution for me. That was one. Then basically during this time where myself, Den and George were sitting, and then it told me that, Dipesh, I can catch the toothbrush, but I don't have motor movements for brushing my teeth. I'm not able to do it. So I just use an electric toothbrush, as simple as that. And that was the whole beginning again of me. I'm like, here is the toothbrush story. There are various stories I have heard. Den is saying this. There's so many things out there and so much things there. Can I learn from there? And that is where the whole genesis or the beginning of Discovery Award started. And my idea was, oh, can we, now COVID hit us. So we're like, okay, we can't do physically things, but we can get things done. We can actually reach to much more people. So we actually converted the whole, as always we do, and something kind of one door closes, we see 10 doors opening. I think that is what we saw. And I said, if we are not able to go out there, people who are there can at least come back to us. So this is where we said, can we create a 1.5 to 2 minute video? If you are using a solution, we just spread the word out there and said, if you have a solution, you're using a day-to-day thing to overcome some barriers you may have, send us a solution. We are very interested. And this is how the thing happened. And I think Den came up saying that Project Discovery. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So Project Discovery name came. And we were very clear, we want to make this a community platform. We don't want to say this is Enable India, this is we, because like always say, we are very ambitious for the cause. I think the cause is much more important and all that. So this is the whole thing where it started saying, can we get the videos? And I said that I told to Den and George that 3 months, 3rd of December is coming. Let's see if we can give a best award for the solution. Quality of the video doesn't matter. The important is what is the solution? Is it innovative? It is different what it is, right? And this is what we started doing. And I said, let's take this 3 months, get as many videos. And I was telling them 50 to 100 videos we'll get. I think we are superb. We are in good shape and all that. And we'll use volunteers to go out there. So we won't do it. We'll have 1 or 2 volunteers, but we'll engage volunteers to kind of come in. And it was such a surprise that within the first 3 months, we got 600 videos.
Wow.
And we actually rallied around more than 945 volunteers who went out there, got videos sent to us. And this is all during COVID time. So that was the power of a collective, we call a community, when you get engaged the community. And when you can say that you, a person with disability, or the NGO or an organization working for people with disabilities, or a parent, I think you guys are the innovators. So you are everyone an innovator was the tagline we said it is. And this is what the Restore agency is saying. Oh, I am an innovator. We are an innovator. And that gave the whole crux to this whole project Discovery. And obviously we had the great leader in Den who just rallied and said, I am going to drive it. And he drove the whole thing. I was not involved. I was just helping him from back end. And then George, these guys typically just took it off and took the leadership. The child coming in, he took that thing and he said, I'm going to drive it. And I'm going to learn, make mistakes. That's okay. But this is how I think things began.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing what y'all have accomplished. Den, you want to talk a little bit about it? Because you also brought in country, I'm calling them country partners,
Yeah.
but I know y'all reached out to us because once again, when I was creating Billion Strong, I thought, okay, the 2 countries I must have in Billion Strong is India and China. And then I'll go get everybody else. But I got to get India, got to get China, because They have billions of people. And so I went to y'all and y'all were gracious. Y'all were my first partner. So yeah. So only because I believe what y'all do, we're stronger together.
Yeah.
But Den, talk about will you give us a couple examples of the videos you got? Just because I remember Dipesh one time was talking to me and gave me an example about a potato
Yes,
that I have used so many times, but I know you have other examples too. But first of all,
yes.
please do the potato one.
So I can tell you quite a few examples, and I will not say about the examples coming from the tier one cities. I would like to
Right.
tell about the examples. This year, one video has come, which is very fascinating. It is a workplace solution. A person on wheelchair is raising goat by sitting on the wheelchair. The solution is increase the size of the rope and use the handles of the wheelchair to make the goat under control. Okay,
Wow.
simple, thoughtful, innovative solution. Okay, I want to have food. To earn my food, earn my living, what can I do? I can raise a goat. I need to go to field, goat can run away. Okay, I cannot hold it by my hand. So what's there for the wheelchair? I can use my wheelchair for the anchor point.
Wow.
Okay, using the wheelchair as a tool is fantastic. Okay, and that's a person with cerebral palsy. And that video has come from a far eastern side of India, which is Manipur, state of Manipur.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, now one more solution, one more women-centric solution I'm going to talk about, because that is a very big and of an issue for people with ADHD and sensory disability. During menstruation, people with ADHD and people with sensory disability, girls, they do not want to keep the pad in, sanitary pad. So one of the teachers, they made a pocket inside the undergarment to put the pad inside the pocket so that irritation does not happen in the private area, private part of the girl.
Okay.
And that solution has been replicated by so many teachers, so many parents, and that has become a norms for people with sensory disability. One
Right.
more solution which touched my heart is the potato solution for sure, because I did some just Googling research. That grip, development of the grip is a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
You spend huge amount of money for that. Okay. So I did a small bit of research. I realized that in developed nations, minimum amount for that solution would be $500.
Right.
But in here, the potato is costing you just 10 cents. One potato, 10 cents. So I personally call it a 10-cent solution. Okay. You just make a hole in the potato, and according to the grip, you just put the pen inside or the pencil inside, and you just develop the grip by peeling off the potato. And you just can use it so that the potato doesn't get rotten. You can just bake the potato in the sunlight.
Huh?
Simple.
Simple solutions. And
Simple.
changing the potato size as the grip got stronger. I loved that. So it was actually being used also for therapy. That's
Yes.
amazing. So you
And
have all these videos. What are you
so,
housing them? Yeah. How are you? Yeah.
yeah, in these 3 years, the total footfall of videos. Footfall means they may not have, all the videos may not have solutions. Okay. The total
Right.
footfall of videos has crossed 3,000. 3,200 is total number of videos.
Wow.
This year we
And
have closed around.
are they, excuse me, are they all from
I'm
India,
telling
right?
you. Yeah, I'm
Are,
coming. At this point of time, these are Indian numbers. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now we are sorting them out, and we have a YouTube channel. As this process is uploading the videos, cleaning up the data and uploading the videos is a very much a human-centric job approach that we need to take. At this point of time in the YouTube channel, we have 470 odd solution videos with a proper playlist, so that it is easy to find for anybody in the world.
And
What
when you say the YouTube, what is the YouTube address? Is it YouTube Enable India or YouTube Discovery?
if you go to YouTube,
Right.
just type lads,
All right. Cool. So
EI lads, yeah,
okay, cool.
and there you will see the videos,
All right.
and they're all in the playlist, organized in the playlist.
Congratulations.
And also you can type down the keywords. Feeding,
Okay.
you can type down feeding.
Oh wow.
Feeding related would come. Bathroom, you can write down bathroom. Bathroom related would come.
All right, cool. Cool.
Okay.
I'll go play with
Good.
it.
These are the things that we are trying to experiment. And what happened after that, after we did the first year of project discovery, again, I'm taking the narrative what Dipesh told, and I'm continuing with that story. So that time we were working from home. So Dipesh called me over phone and said, "Hey, Den, what are you doing this afternoon?" I told nothing. I'm just working. And Dipesh told that, okay, you join in a meeting. I'm forwarding you a link. You join in a meeting. I'm going to just introduce you. I was supposed to stay in that part of Zero Project community building. I'm placing you instead of me. I'm taking a step back. You take it forward in your own way. I was just like, huh? What? Am I eligible? Can I do that? And Dipesh just told that, go ahead, do enough, n number of mistakes. I have done n number of mistakes.
Oh,
Dipesh has come up and corrected me. Dipesh has always come up with wonderful feedback, and those feedbacks are wonderfully important to me. I try to implement them. And then when I went to that committee, Zero Project Community Building Committee, I spoke about that project discovery, and that committee chairperson, who is, I must say, a wonderful person, Matthias Mejabin from Enable Me. He told that, then why don't you present project discovery in this community partner forum? So I still would remember the date. It was 6th of April 2021. For the first time, I could present project discovery in that international community. And then everything started to move. So then Dipesh told that, okay, you take it forward, take the international things on. I'm there behind you. Okay. After that, in the month of, so we actually applied for Zero Project Award. But Zero Project came back and told that we are the partners. We are disqualifying you for the award.
That's right.
We were like, what? What? Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. And then what happened that one fine evening, one more thing Dipesh has always done, Shanti has always done, Enable Indian leaders have always done, is with ownership comes authority. I don't have to go back every time, or no one has to go back every time for a call to be taken. Okay, and this is the most important value that I have seen in this organization. Wherever I have worked, for even a small bit of decision, I had to
Micromanaging.
Yeah, that was something which was happening with me, and I was very tempted to go to the page every time that I was writing a mail, and I would tell in my mind, I would tell, no, I'm not going to the page anymore. Then
But
what
you
happened?
mentors with I know that we've gone long, but this is what I want you to tell, if you don't mind. I want you to tell us about, this is not just in India
No.
anymore. And I also would like you to tell us, how do people, you told us we can go to the YouTube EI labs, but I also want to make sure that the audience knows, how can they submit their own videos? Can they submit their own videos in different at this point, let's make sure the audience knows what we can do to help you. How can we participate? What if I'm a corporate brand that loves this and wants to get involved and sponsor these awards? Are there opportunities there? Just those, I want all those answers before we go. And so if I'm not
Okay.
going to keep it 5
I'll
hours,
just take the first half of the question, and Dipesh can take the second half of the question. So, okay.
I ask
So,
very long questions. Sorry.
so the first part of the question is the awards part. In Zero Project, the award is named as Discovery Awards. So, two grassroots innovators chosen by an international jury are going to travel to Vienna to present their lived experience and solutions in Vienna Zero Project Conference starting from 2023 Vienna Conference. To submit videos, you have country partners. At this point of time, we have 10 country partners, and with Billion Strong, we are expecting to get more country partners. And the country partners can organize the competition locally in their country, and 2 nominations can be submitted between 1st of November to 10th of November in a form as a video format solution from the grassroots, which would be taken up by the jury, and then it would be sent to the Zero Project. Announcement would be done on 3rd of December in social media, and then those other processes that we are following. This year, we wanted to just take it as a small step. That's why we took it as a 10 country partners, including India as a country partner. And next year, yes, we are looking for a boom. And thanks to Zero Project and the partners and Billion Strong and all the partners, I want to name all the partners for once.
Okay.
That is Google, Open Inclusion, then Enable Me, Billion Strong, and Zero Project and Enable India. And Dipesh, you can take the second part of the question of getting associated with this particular project as company partners and all.
Yeah, no, thank you, Dan. And just to summarize, I think if you don't see, there are 10 countries, like Dan said, there are 10 countries who have signed up. But if you don't see your country and are feeling jealous, please write a mail on that. I think there is a discoveryawards.org. Then if you can just tell the website name, there is a place where we can Discovery Awards.
Yeah, let's say it slowly. Yeah. Discovery Awards.
.org.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so hard. Discoveryawards.org. Wow. Good job with the name.
So if you don't see your country, and I think if you want to just send a mail there, and I think we'll certainly reach out to you and come back. If you're a corporate and I think you're looking at supporting and all that, we are certainly looking at, because this costs money. I think we reach out to people. There is travel cost. There is cost for making further things. So we have a plan of actually taking this, cataloging it, and doing the further developments and all that. So if you are a corporate and would like to work with us, look at this. We are looking at future development, futuristic approach, including supporting some countries which are from the poor nations, to support them as well financially. So happy, I think, just write back to us on the discoveryawards.org page, and would be happy to come back to you. The more and more, like I think we say, everyone an innovator, I think we just need to reach out to those people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think all of this data that y'all have collected, there's so many ways that we can put it together to help so many of us. And once again, what you're doing is why Billion Strong came to you first. It's about all of us coming together. It's about all of us. And you know, another thing, that's so powerful about the story Den was telling that I want to just to get the audience to think about this point. But Den, obviously, as you can see, is a very talented leader. But if he didn't have Dipesh and he didn't have Shanti supporting him and allowing him to grow and allowing him to make mistakes, he's not going to be as successful. He'll get there maybe, but so one problem that we know that we have done to our community is we've told people like Den that he's broken because he has severe disabilities. And sometimes that gets in our head and we think maybe that's true. You hear what happened, Den's story of Dipesh, and you can tell the way he's explaining and how grateful he is. This is the way forward, everyone. And so if you're a corporation, you need to be out there supporting Enable India. And if you become their country partner, like Billion Strong is, don't try to steal their eye. Don't try to leave them out of the conversation. Oh, we're going to talk to you about our awards. No, honor them. So tell them how amazing they are and how proud you are to be part of the Enable India Project Discovery Awards as Billion Strong. So I think we have an opportunity here to see what y'all have done and now implement it, not just in developing countries, but in all countries, because we are struggling horribly in the United States with these issues, and we're supposed to be developed. No, we're not. We're not developed. So we're all developing. So I just want to say to the audience, this is why we partner with Enable India. These stories are powerful and they need our help to make this happen. Dipesh, I'm hoping Shanti's going to come back on. I'm going to turn it over to you, but I also want you to tell us Enable India's website. Okay, I'll stop talking.
Okay, sure. No, absolutely. And we'll leave it with the Enable India's website. But I just wanted to add one more thing, Debra. It's also, I think it's a very important from the innovation perspective that I think whenever we do innovation, if you're a corporate, if you're investing into the development, I think make sure keep the person in the center. I think many times we do a lot of development because it is good for science, good for this. I think these stories, why project discovery is very close to us, close to our hearts, is because it is coming from ground up. These are the needs of the people. I think invest in there because looking at that, and my idea also project discovery is over a period of time, some of the solutions will become products and kind of see the light of the day. And I think that is very powerful and important. Otherwise, we keep inventing, doing a lot of science, a lot of money goes in there. I think let's make sure user in the center, person in the center is very important. And Debra, thank you so much. I think the website of Enable India is enableindia.org. So
I like
ENABLE India.org. So
and they are the leaders to work with in India. Period. Now, there's also amazing other groups in India, but most of them are working with Enable India. So if you want to talk to India, I suggest going to Enable India, which is why Billion Strong went there. And I just want to thank y'all for your work. I want to also remind any investors that are listening to this program, you have a place to play. I know that Dipesh and I have talked about we've got to create the fund of funds because it is very discouraging for our community always running out of money. Always running on deficits, never getting paid. Oh, you should be happy. I'm going to let you do this for free. So it would be nice to control our own destinies. So yes. So once again, enableindia.org and projectdiscovery.org. And the YouTube channel is YouTube and it's EI Labs. But I also will go out there and we'll include these links. But I'm very grateful for the leadership coming out of India and for Shanti and Dipesh and Den. You're amazing. I can't wait to see where you go with this. But I do know all of us need to get behind you and make you a huge success because our community will win if we do that. So
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Debra, for this.
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the partnership as well and opportunity.
I agree. We're stronger together. So thanks,
Absolutely.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
You've been listening to Human Potential at Work. To learn more about Rue Global Impact, visit rueglobal.com. And to learn more about Billion Strong, an identity and empowerment organization designed to bring the billions of voices of persons with disabilities together, you can join the global community and donate at billion-strong.org. That's billion-strong.org.